Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Leo Master, and today, boys, we are now here with the DPS Duo tier list. And honestly, guys, you guys gave some great criticism with the previous tier list with the tank duos. You guys told me to switch up with the tiers kind of thing a little bit, and you guys actually did it pretty well. Nice criticism, and that will be in this video and obviously in the next support duo one as well. If you want to see what I did with it, here is what the new tier looks like. I kind of added a new font to it as well. A and S and F, I didn't really know what the name. I think F is pretty obvious. A and S, I think that's also pretty obvious as well. C, a lot of you guys told me to put C as average, and then B is above average, and obviously D is below average. And you also told me to be a little bit more critical, which I would try my best. I know one of you guys did notice in the comments I'm a little bit too nice, and yes, I am a little bit too nice. But anyways, here is all the DPS duos, and as you can tell, there's some that could be confusing you guys. And when I was streaming this, actually, I was streaming putting these guys together and just getting ready for this video. I was really questioning like what I should do with the Boston Uprising, and you guys didn't really know either with the Boston Uprising, so I think we all agreed on the Color Hex Munchkin one when I was streaming. And then when I was doing the shock, I was like, whatever they're gonna do is still gonna be good. And then the chat also said do 2 NYXLs because we have Nene Libero that's gonna be starting, and then maybe SBB Who Are You possibly as well. There's a lot of weird things that NYXL could do. They could do a DPS rotation. A lot of interesting things could happen here. Anyways, let's go and start off with the first one, Urser and also Edison. And if you guys watch my streams, if you heard any opinions of mine when it comes to Edison and Urser, I think this DPS duo will be one of the scariest. Honestly, I definitely think it is S. Edison showed great performances in his time in contenders, and Urser, he was just a consistent DPS in all of Overwatch League. He was still up there in playoffs. He looked better than Prophet at some points. I think this DPS duo is going to do fantastic in general. I'm excited to see this one. I don't see anyone ranking this DPS duo B to F at all. A, maybe, but S, I just think this DPS duo is going to be scary next season. Very, very scary. And this DPS duo is going to carry the Atlanta Reign for sure. Then on to the next one, Boston Uprising, Munchkin and Color Hex. It's weird who I should write down because Jerry, we don't know how much Jerry plays right now. Obviously he was an off-tank player. Now he's transitioning to the DPS. And we only really know from him, like, I think Hangzhou and Sombra a little bit. So it's kind of hard to do, and I put Color Hex and Munchkin because Color Hex can play some projectile, and Munchkin can also play that DPS. But if you're really looking at it, I don't see this DPS duo going that far. And guys, honestly, the first one, I'm may put a D. I kind of want to put it down here. I don't see this DPS duo getting that far, but then again, they could. It's very hard where we're gonna put them because obviously the next meta is looking like it's gonna be Hanzo and May, and Color Hex plays both of those. Munchkin, it's been a while since we've seen that. And Jerry, we really don't know. He does play at Hanzo, I'm pretty sure. But we don't know how it's going to go. Like, if we're looking at it like this, I don't see Munchkin doing that well with Color Hex beside him. I do think Color Hex is good, though. He definitely plays all the heroes, almost all the projectiles, almost all the hit scans. He's a great flex. But I don't really see this DPS duo getting that far. Maybe they will be signing more, but who knows? Maybe I'll do a part 2 of the tanks and supports the DPS duo again. But this one, at least the one that I wrote right here, and some of the chat helped me on Twitch, this one's not looking good. Now on to the next one, Leave and Jinmu. This one's a good one for sure. Leave. Also, I do want to say I have watched a little bit more of the new Shanghai Masters. I think that's what the tournament was called. And like I said, Chengdu didn't do the best. I'm pretty sure what I've watched. But when I look at this, I definitely think this could be good. We haven't seen Leave. Honestly, we haven't seen Leave in a hot minute, it feels like, in like the World Cup, because obviously he couldn't play in the World Cup. It's been a while since at least I've seen Leave, but right now I'm going to put it above average. I know a lot of people could disagree with me on this one, but I just think it could happen. We don't know how they're going to really play yet. I do think Leave and Jinmu have a lot of potential to be maybe even S tier, but I do want to put them above average. I think that is actually a safe place to put them right now. Then on to the next one, we have Decay and Doha, and a lot of people think Doha's a hit scan player, but he's actually a really good flex player. He's like if Rascal was back on Dallas, kind of, but Rascal's obviously way better than Doha. Doha can pick up any hero that comes out. He's a great projectile. If you don't really know what heroes he plays, just go back to his old contenders, Going Water S. Basically, these two DPS, if the meta is going to be Hanzo Mei, they got it down for sure. Decay can play a Hanzo, Decay can play a Mei, even though his Mei is probably not the best. Doha can play both of those as well. I definitely think this DPS duo will be very good, but I don't think it will be S tier. I definitely think this DPS duo will be A though. I know I can see a lot of people agreeing and a lot of people disagreeing as well because everyone thinks Doha's a hit scan player, but he really isn't. He's a great flex. He can play a lot of important projectile heroes as well, and that's mostly my opinion. It could be S, but as we know as Dallas Field goes, we don't know how that's going to be. I definitely think right now A is a good spot for them, though. Now on to Florida Mayhem, Seiya Player, and Yaki. This is going to be another good one. Actually, a very, very good one. If the meta is going to be true with Hangzhou and May, obviously Florida Mayhem even leaked the meta themselves. I definitely think this team could be very good next season. Obviously, they could do a little bit upgrades every now and then. They still have Stellar they could possibly get, or Nuss in the main support area, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about Seiya Player and Yaki. These are the two I picked. Maybe you guys could argue a little bit more. But I just think when you look at the Florida Mayhem, your strongest DPS are Seiya Player and Yaki. And I think these two actually have a lot of potential, not S. And I definitely think they're going to be A. If we're going into the next season thinking the meta is going to be Hangzhou May, but in general, any meta, really. These two are very flexible. I know I'm going to keep saying Hangzhou May, and I know a lot of you guys could comment that all I'm talking about is Hangzhou May, but either way, these two are flexible, just like the K and Doha. I think these two could be very good on the Florida Mayhem, and if they even get an upgrade somehow over Seiya Player, I do think it could be good. I definitely like to see if Stellar ended up getting on Florida. You could do a DPS rotation with Seiya Player as well. It would be nice, but these two on Florida right now, they could be S, but we need to see how the Florida Mayhem season goes on because obviously their coaches are a bit on the questionable side. We don't know how they're going to work, but either way, without the Hangzhou May meta, I think these two will be great. Then on to the next one, we got Narrow and Happy, and these two are also very, very good. I do want to rank them up here, but when it comes to the flexibility with Happy and Eileen, I kind of want to put them down here. I do think Narrow is a fantastic player. He showed it every time he got on stage. He was definitely a bright spot on the charge, but I definitely think they're above average. A part of me wants to put them average, but I know a lot of you guys won't like that. But then again, there's also points where Happy can be good again. And also, Happy was pretty inconsistent the entire season, and so was Eileen, and that's what makes me want to put him at least above average. I know a lot of you guys may want me to put him at A, but in my opinion, I just think B is the right place to put him right now. These two could be good next season. Will it work? Maybe. Narrow will definitely work, especially if we are going to be in a May meta. Narrow, that's one of his strongest heroes in general is May. Then on to the next one, Gatsby and Adora. I still think this is going to be good. Obviously, I don't think the Hangzhou Spark did the best in that tournament. I still think this one's going to be as good as we saw in the Overwatch Leagues Season 2. Gatsby still was very flexible on all roles. Adora was still good on the May. And a lot of people put him down here, and actually, I'm going to put him B. I'm going to put them B. I know a lot of you guys could hate me with this one. I definitely think they're above average. I don't think they're average at all, really. They're very flexible. They're very inconsistent as well. That's why I'm putting them at B. That's kind of like where the B kind of is. C as well. I just definitely think some of these could be inconsistent. I'd love to see what they could do, though. They definitely have potential. I know a lot of you guys probably hate me putting them down one, but we'll need to see what happens with them. They didn't look the best in the Shanghai Masters tournament, but that is Hangzhou Spark. They didn't look the best at the beginning of the season of Overwatch League, but they ended up doing better as the season went on and when the meta went on, and they got better for the meta. Then on to the next one, another very confusing one, actually. Dante and Hydration, and I know a lot of people could argue other roles as well, but even this one, I think we at least talked about this Houston Outlaws team for 20 minutes on stream. Chat was like, what would they run? And I was like, when I look at this roster, I definitely think the strongest ones is Dante, Hydration, Linkser. But another thing is, Flame apparently said Hydration could be moving to the tank role as well, and I don't like that. I don't see Blase getting any playtime over Hydration. They're almost like the same people at this point. They play the exact same heroes. Hydration's a little bit more better than Blase. I just see Dante Hydration doing good, and also Linkser Hydration. Whenever Linkser's hero pool comes into play, Dante has a huge hero pool that can play Hydration. I want to know how this will work. I really do. I want to put him average right now. I don't know. I kind of want to put him here too, but I don't want to, get this entire area full. There's a lot of question marks here. We don't know if it's going to even be Hydration. That's the thing that's weird. I really think this could be a good DPS duo, but it's going to be weird because we don't know what Hydration's going to play. We haven't seen them play, and honestly, in a while because the Decay was on the Gladiators as well. I just think C's average spot right now. Obviously, Dante played great in the Overwatch League season, but will it work with Hydration? Will it work with the new team around him? Hopefully. I just want to put it average right now. I just did not bunch B up right now, but I just think C's safe. Then on to the next one, we got London Spitfire, Glister, and Shui. And I really like the hit scan part with Glister, but Shui is where it gets me. It really does. I want to put him above average, but we haven't seen Shui play also in a hot minute, and that makes it go down by one. Glister's a fantastic player. You could obviously, a lot of you guys wanted him S in my tier list video. A lot of people want him A, and I did put him A because we still haven't seen his full hero pool yet. Obviously, he plays a lot of hit scans, plays a lot of the projectiles as well. Glister is going to be great with this, but Shui brings it down a little bit. We really haven't seen Shui play in a while, and one of his best hero everyone talks about is his Pharah. We're not going to see Pharah in a while, and they only have 2 DPS in London, and it's these two. Shui is making me worry, but then again, I definitely think he could be good as well. Glister is definitely the brightest spot on this DPS duo. Then on to the next one, Birdring and Mirror, and maybe this is just me not fully knowing Mirror, but I've watched enough where I know I can at least put him on tier list. When he played on NRG, when he played on Uprising Academy, I watched him a lot. And also Birdring, he's inconsistent, and that's the thing that is scary. Is will he perform well? Will he not? I feel like he will, but that's also me being very nice. Mirror, we don't know. He's a wild card, I guess that's the right word to say. He's kind of like one of those players you would see on the Boston Uprising. Obviously, he was on the academy team. We don't know how he's gonna play. I want to put him average, but then again, I want to put him here because if Birdring's inconsistent, that's bad. And this Gladiators team definitely needs backups. If Birdring is bad, they also need backups from Mirror. If Mirror is bad as well, you just don't want that as a Gladiators fan because you don't want to keep thinking, is Birdring going to be bad next season? Is Mirror going to be bad next season? You just don't want to think that. I just think below average, I know a lot of people can hate me with below average right now, but it's no argument. Birdring, whenever he's inconsistent, you could argue, a lot of people could argue, that he could be the worst player in the league. I wouldn't say that, but a lot of people would. Mirror, it's just, we don't know. We really don't know how he would perform in the league. He's a great player in contenders, but will he bring that to the league? We'll need to see what happens. On to the next one, KSF and Apply. And honestly, LA Valiant, man, I don't know what to say here. I really don't. I want to put him F as well. Like, if you look at the people above them, I don't see him beating them. I see these two being very close together when they play against each other. Like, when you rank it to KSF, but when you look at KSF, I definitely think KSF is a bright spot on this. But Apply is also like we haven't seen him a hot minute. But when we did see him, he had great moments and some bad moments as well. I just want to put him here for now. LA Valiant's also looking very bad in general. Apparently, Avast said on stream that they are not working well with the Dreamer. And that's not having a good sign on also the DPS. Because whenever your main tank doesn't do that well, that also brings back to your DPS. Then again, we're not talking about main tanks here. We're talking about DPS. I don't think this DPS duo will do that great. Maybe there will be upgrades as time goes on. Maybe it won't be KSF. Maybe it will be Shax. Either way, if it was Shax, it would still be an F tier. I really don't know what else to say with this. They could be here, but I just think the LA Gladiators duo would beat this duo any day in general. Then on to the next one. We got the NYXL ones. We got Nene and Libero, and this one's another obvious one. It's the S tier. Nene is just too good. Obviously, he had his inconsistent moments on Zarya and Goat's meta, but when we got out of that, Nene was insanely good. And into this next meta, most likely, and this is the next season in general, we'll see Nene play a lot more DPS, and also of Libero as well. It's going to help the team tremendously with them playing their DPS roles. I just think NYXL is going to be very good next season. A lot of people on stream ask me what's my top 3, and I just think NYXL's top 3 up there. Not in order, but just in general, they're going to be up there. Then on to the next one, we got SBB and Who Are You? And obviously this may not be a duo, but either way it could be as well because a lot of people want SBB and Who Are You to be a duo. And I think that could be a good duo. Just in general, Who Are You does not have the best, I guess you could say background because obviously he has been pretty toxic on some teams or just attitude issues on like Sky Foxes, Fusion University, and that all happened when Zachary left too. But when he goes to a team like this, I definitely think it's in his good spot to go to. He's with SBB, who's very positive. He could bring that on Who Are You. I think it'll be good. But when you compare it to DPS duo like them above them, I want to put him A because Who Are You? I say it every stream whenever anyone asks me about Who Are You. They have plans of Who Are You. They definitely do. I definitely think Libero will find his points to be subbed. Obviously, Libero definitely needs a backup. He's been playing every map, every game. So he'll definitely need a backup. Who Are You comes in if anyone's sick. I definitely think it's a good backup. SBB as well, very good as well. If this was the duo they were going to run in NYXL somehow next season, if Nene and Libero did not exist, I probably would put him A tier, and that is where they're going to stand as A tier. Then on to the next one, we got Paris Eternal. XZ and Sparkle. And I know a lot of people, I know a lot of you guys in general, could say, why do you not have XZ and Nico? Because as soon as Sparkle turns 18, this will be the main DPS duo we'll see. And I do think it'll be good, obviously. And I do want to rank them A. I just think this one is an obvious one. Sparkle's very flexible on the projectile rolls. XZ is just known to be great as X-Flexing in general as well. Great hit scan. He definitely is up here with the A's and maybe even S if they perform well with the Paris Eternal. We'll just need to see how the season goes though, because obviously some of the other players around them are not the best. But XZ and Sparkle are definitely one of the brightest spots when it comes to these two. I'll see what they do. I really do. But I really think A is a safe spot for them, and maybe even B as well. Then on to the next one, we got Carpe and EQO. And if they perform like this, obviously they have Hisu, they have Chipsa, Ivy as well, but they'll still probably end up running this. Maybe Hisu. There is a rumor of Carpe being benched as well. It will be interesting. Carpe was pretty inconsistent last season. That makes me want to bring him down to B. And I know a lot of people could hate me with this one. I know a lot of people could. But with Carpe being pretty inconsistent last season, I know it looks pretty weird having Carpe here and maybe having the Florida squad right there. But just in general, EQO was great the entire season though. Obviously he did have some of his moments up and down, but Carpe was very underwhelming for a lot of Philly fans. Very inconsistent. He was in weird places all the time when he was playing on the stage. I do think this one could obviously be up here, right? But B, especially how we saw Carpe the last season, I just think it's right to put him B right now, above average. Then on to Striker Rascal, or just the San Francisco Shock DPS in general. It's an S tier. If it was Sinatra Architect, Striker Architect, no matter what DPS duo they're running, it's going to be S tier because they showed how good they are, flexible in general. They're just going to be S tier. Nothing much else really to explain. They won the whole league season 2. They won the championship. It's pretty obvious. Then on to the next one, we got Fitz and Profit. And the thing that worries me with this one is how is Fitz going to play with Profit by his side? Because we're so used to seeing Birdring. Will Fitz play well with Profit? I do think Profit is obviously very consistent throughout the entire Overwatch League Season 1 and 2. Never had a bad performance yet, at least my knowledge. And Fitz had some up and down ones as well, but their team's looking a little bit different, obviously. And I do think it will be A tier. I know a lot of people could say why not S. The reason I say S because we just, like I said, we don't know how Fitz will play with Profit. And Fitz is very flexible as well. If the meta will be Mei, Hangzhou, these two will be very, very good up there with some of the top stats. These two are going to be great. Let's see what they could do as well. Profit's very strong in Seoul Dynasty. Will they sign someone else beside Fitz? Maybe. If they don't, I really think Fitz is fine. I was actually very impressed with Fitz in the season, but not fully like Profit or like Nene or anyone in general. Let's see what Fitz does with the team though. Then on to the next one, we got Lip and Ding. And if you guys watched the Shanghai Dragons Master Tournament, whatever it was called, Lip was very unexpected of his performance. Very good performance. The Ding, Fleta, whatever they ran was actually pretty good. And I know a lot of people end up hating me with this one. But if you didn't watch it, you'll probably hate me. If you did watch it, you'll probably agree. And I gotta put an S. If you guys did not watch the Shanghai Masters, you call me crazy. I really recommend watching at least some of the Shanghai matches. Lip was insane. Whoever was beside him was good as well. There was some Lip Fleta here and there. Lip, Ding. These two were very good. I'm excited to see what they do next season. Hopefully it's great. Hopefully the new meta fits them if they are going to be doing whatever they do. Fleta's still on the team as well. Whatever Shanghai Dragons would run, I definitely think it will be S tier. On to the next one. We got Toronto Defiance, Surefour, and Agilities. And if you guys watch my streams, I'm very worried to see what these two do, mostly Toronto Defiant in general, because Agilities and Mingachu both been very inconsistent throughout the entire Overwatch League whenever they played. As soon as Mingachu got picked up, he had alright games, and Agilities was pretty through stages 1 through 3, had some good moments in stage 4. Surefour, very good, obviously he was on the Gladiators, had his times here and there. But just because of Agilities and Mangachu, it worries me a lot. Kind of like the London Spitfire. You have a great hit scan, but obviously you can't really solo carry. It's like a Glister moment. We don't know how Shui's going to do. We don't know how Agilities and Mangachu are going to play next season. Surefour's fantastic. But when I look at it, I definitely think it's just average. I do think Agilities has potential. I say that about everyone, but it's very true. Mangachu is going to be interesting. Agilities is going to be interesting. I just think Surefour's fine though. Then on to the next one, we got Vancouver Titans, Stitch, and Hacksaw, or Sion's to Hacksaw, whatever you guys want to put down. in another S tier. I know a lot of people actually don't know Stitch plays Widow, and a lot of people actually asked that in the Discord a long time ago if anyone played Widow on Vancouver Titans. If we ever run into a Widow meta, Stitch will be up there, probably top 5, probably top 3. Stitch is insane. He's very fast-paced as Widow. He gets kills all the time. But then again, it could be Xiaomansu, Haxel, whatever they run is fine. Vancouver Titans will always be S tier when it comes to their DPS. There is still rumors about one of them end up leaving. That's mostly Stitch and Xiaomansu, but that is rumors because obviously a lot of drama is going on with the team right now. As it stands right now, though, as making this video, the Vancouver Titans is an S tier, though. Then on to the next one, we got Corey and Stratus. It could end up being Corey and Tuba. And this one's another good DPS duo. We haven't seen Stratus in a while. It feels like obviously it was in the Overwatch League season. Corey did insanely well on the World Cup. But since we haven't seen Stratus play in a while, but he has a good May, I think we're going to pull this one. We're going to pull in between. Because I could see these two being S tier, but I can see him being A. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to say in between. That's my opinion. I know a lot of you guys could say just A in general. I definitely think these two could definitely be S and potentially A as well. That's why I just want to put them in between. I know I did these previously old tier lists, but I definitely think Corey and Stratus have a lot of potential to be S. But as it stands, they will be in between. So yeah, that is the tier list, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I was a little bit more critical, like you guys said you wanted me to do. Add a little bit more to the tier list. Make C the average one. And like I said, I do think these are pretty average because we just don't know how they're going to do. And yeah, the next one will be the support duo one. But that one's going to be in, I don't know how long, because I feel like I'm pretty sure there will be more announcements of more teams. Obviously, the Dallas Fuel, there's rumors of that one going on. Atlanta Rain, possibly picking up Car as well. There's a lot of still supports that need to be officially picked up, like Rain to LA Valiant still. There's a lot of things still about the support duos I'm going to wait on and still see what happens. This is the DPS duo. What is some of your guys' opinions down below? Obviously, don't just, attack people down below or have arguments down below. We'll just have fun with this one. Where do you guys rank them as well? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to join my Discord down below. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.